In a land of great fortune, only the fortunate live long enough to truly understand the meaning of the word wealth.
I'm 91. Yeah.
91 years ago,
September 7th, 1921.
Arthur Myers came into a world much different than the one now before him.
He's adorable. He's adorable.
One adorable and fortunate veteran, as it was fortune that prevented his death on this very spot so many years ago.
Looked at me. He said, "You're supposed to be dead." He said, "I had you listed."
More on that
I looked at him. Well, thanks a lot.
in a moment.
This is the Army Air Force's Liberator heavy bomber.
Coincidence would allow a then 21-year-old to find freedom in a plane nicknamed the Liberator.
I don't know, it sounded glamorous. Everybody wanted to fly, but I'd never been in an airplane.
It was 1943 and the U.S. was in the thick of the Second World War. The B-24 was the Army's workhorse. Myers was a navigator in training working with a B-24 crew over the skies of Denver.
You're naive, but you're having fun.
And then came this neighborhood. And a Sunday in September. And a story now available to any librarian with a knack
There it is.
of knowing where to look.
They didn't have a chance at all.
The 7-man crew of a Liberator bomber based temporarily at Lowry Field gave their lives yesterday
to avoid crashing their disabled ship into Porter Sanitarium.
What did I think?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It was Myers' crew.
Yes, I should have been on that flight.
The first plane to ever crash into the city limits of Denver.
They told me I was dead. That's what happened. When I walked into the office, they looked and they said, "Weren't you on that plane?"
Clearly, Myers wasn't on that plane. Hours before, an officer had put him on another flight bound for California.
He forgot I was on the plane.
He never thought much of it, never thought much of them.
You get cold towards it.
And weeks later, he was in Europe with another crew navigating on another B-24.
At that age, you're thinking, it's happened to them, but it probably won't happen to me.
Which is where this story might end, were it not for what was destined to be his last mission.
Flew 25. I got shot down on the 25th.
They were over German-controlled land, and Myers quickly found himself a prisoner of war, doing things only POWs are destined to do.
The German guards there made us dig up the bodies of planes that they had shot down.
Strange what the fate of one man can do to the fortune of another.
I came across this young man, and I went for his dog tags. That affected me because I remember his name. His name was Robert Orr. And I thought, my goodness, how would his family feel? That's the thing you think about.
The thing you think about. One name.
And of course he couldn't make it, so he went nose first.
Maybe it's why so many years later, in a spot devoid of any sign of what once happened here.
Just to know that you've never heard anything about it, and you think that there would be something, a memorial.
Arthur Myers, the fortunate one, has decided maybe it's time to remember the names of 7 more.
The only publicity was at the time of the crash.
Because in his world, wealth measures not one's worth, but rather the ability to measure the worth of all of those who made all of us fortunate to begin with.
I thought, well, I'm lucky.
Chris Vanderveen,
Just lucky.
9 News.